Well. What do we have here today? We got to discuss the season finale of Basketball Wives, season 9, episode 7. We about to get up into some things. If you are in that good chatterization, let me know where you guys are watching from. You know I'm nosy, and I want to see where my people at. Looks like we got Colorado up in the building, Syracuse, New York, New Jersey. Who else we got up in here? Okay, Janice from Richmond, Virginia, Connecticut, Pittsburgh, Texas, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. Who else? Orlando, Philly, Idaho, Staten Island, BX, B-More, Charlotte, what's going on? Woodburn, Oregon, Cleveland, Ohio, I see you. Glasgow, Missouri, Yonkers. Ain't Yonkers where Mary J from? Trinidad and Tobago, Modesto, California, Hotlanta, Scotia, Gary, Indiana. I see my people up in this good building, and I'm so thankful that you guys are joining us today for this recap of Basketball Wives, and we're going to discuss a little bit of news. The headline reads, okay, Jackie done kicked OG up out the house. Spoiler alert for those who have not seen the episode. I'm just giving it to you right now, exactly how it happened, okay? Jackie had then kicked OG up out the good house, okay? We're going to discuss that scene in detail when we get to it, so stick around for that because you don't want to miss a single second of this recap. Also, we got some word from Jennifer Williams about this particular season. Now, we all wondered why the season was so short. Yes, we did. Okay. But now we have a better idea of why. Thanks to my boo over at the Basketball Wives Tea. I'm just going to pull up some information here. And basically what you guys see is, someone asked, is the season over already? Jennifer Williams says, yes, it was more a pandemic special. We will be back season 10, hopefully, with some normalcy. Okay. So it looks like season 10 is definitely a go. And this whole 7-episode arc was basically it seemed to be a storyline that was really made to show the audience OG's exit. Okay. Now, I want to ask you guys this question as we kind of go throughout this review. Is OG going to return to Basketball Wives? It doesn't seem so. And we'll discuss more about why towards the end of this video. But that's the question I feel like I want you guys to ponder over. Is this a situation where she should stay on the show and continue to face the obstacles and the hurdles that it seems that she has faced? Or would she be better off moving on and sort of just focusing on bigger and better things in her own life in order to avoid what seemed to be, I don't know, it seemed to be like it was set up for her to fail the entire time. So for me, it almost feels like if you're not only fighting with the women and you're fighting with production, then... Well, she wasn't literally fighting with production, but it just didn't seem to be going in her favor so much so that she had to record her own, the episodes on her own. And quiet as it's kept, listen, let me get back on. Hold on. Over these past couple of episodes, OG had been giving us the behind the scenes tea. So much so that the episode based on her Instagram would be better than the episode that was actually being played on the TV screen. So here I am this morning. I get myself up. I get on up. I'm excited because I just know. Ooh, OG about to give us another good episode. What do you know? Ain't nothing up on her Instagram. OG, I'm looking for the latest episode, the real episode. Can somebody holler at OG and tell her to post the receipts? The audio, whatever happened, I want to know, okay? Because I want to hear what we didn't hear, okay, in the episode, because her episodes be way better than the actual episode. And I just knew as I was watching it, I said, ooh, when I wake up in the morning, that OG gonna have a new episode up for us to get into, and it's gonna be 60 minutes. I can listen to it while I'm at the gym. I was happy. Then I was disappointed. I looked on my Instagram. Nobody had tagged me in nothing. I said, okay, well, maybe the people still sleep. Maybe they still sleep. I go to her Instagram, ain't nothing there. I said, well, if that don't be all, we ain't got no new receipts. So I don't even know what to do because I feel extra unsatisfied because, I have been spoiled to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? And I guess maybe it was because we got so much tea yesterday that maybe she was just like, I ain't gonna give him no tea today. Maybe she won't give it to us tomorrow. I don't know. But what I got to say is I'm just a little bit disappointed by that, okay? I just had to tell y'all, I had to get it out of my system because it had been boiling up in my spirit while I was at the gym. I was like, I ain't even getting nothing new today. Oh, okay. Now that I got that out the way, thank you guys for humoring me and working with me through it, okay? Anyway, let's get down into the episode. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know how we do it on this channel, okay? What I need for you to do is give me what you would rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? Now, keep in mind, this is for a season finale of a show, okay? So we're looking at season's finale as in season finales past, okay? And then I want you guys to give me what you would rate it, okay? So Sarah gives it a 10, Crystal 5, Shane 6.5, -1 from Jasmine, 1, 4, 2, no real closure, 0, okay? Got some zeros up in here. 6, and that's being nice. Pauline gives us it's real low. It's real low. It ain't looking too hot. But let me tell you what I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 6. Okay. And I actually took away a point. No, I didn't take away a point. I should be actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 5.5. That's the lowest I've given the episodes this season. And I'm going to give it a 5.5, and I took away half a point. Yes, I did, because we didn't get no extra episode from OG, okay? Because the show after the show was making the show better, which tells you that this did not need to be a season. If you wanted to take the girl off the show, just take her off the show. But all this had been, this circuitous little journey that we took seemed to be pointless. That's all I got to say about that. So for me, I feel like this episode being the finale felt more like an epilogue in the sense that it seemed like they tacked it on to the end, okay? And the real drama, which occurred right at the end of the episode between OG Jackie and Jennifer, really could have made up one episode in and of itself, because the drama that occurred with Feby and Nia was actually there was no climax to this. There was no climax. All this drama over whether or not. Oh, we got some super chats up in this building. Hold on. I gotta acknowledge my people. Let me acknowledge my people up in this building. Okay, thank you, Cherry for the super sticker, for the super chat. We got one more up in the place. I missed it. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to acknowledge my folks. I done missed it. Y'all know I be passionate when I be talking about these things, especially when I'm frustrated. I can't see the super chat. Oh, I can't see it. Paula, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I love you, Richie. I love you too, boo. Okay. Now, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, the drama that had been occurring between the Dorsey sisters and Feby, okay, and OG as a result, it blew up more so between Nia and OG than versus Nia and Feby. That was so anticlimactic. I was like, what? Y'all been setting me up for this all season? And this all we gonna get? That's it. That's it. Nobody pop off in anybody's face? Nobody doing that? Oh, okay. Because the way, I mean, and listen, I don't got no, listen, I think Phoebe's a cute girl, but I mean, she was talking all this talk, and whatnot, like she was about to, come up on the scene with the gangster lean. and does nothing. Okay, does absolutely nothing. So there's that. But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go through the episode and then we're gonna explain exactly why I was let down ever so. Okay. So anyway, Victoria, thank you for the super chat. I'm done, Richie, and confused. Me too. Love you. Love you too, boo. Thank you, It's Jay, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I love that somebody said won't bust a grape. Who said that? Katrina. Right. Ain't gonna bust no grapes up in here. Not a stomperization in sight. Anyway, so we begin the episode at Jackie's mansion. OG is leaving the scene this is from last week's argument with Nia and Naria, okay? OG goes up to her bedroom, okay? And then Jackie feels guilty that she tried to make her make a decision right in that moment. Now, Jackie, at that point, was trying to get OG to say that OG had not experienced any colorism in the group, okay? Now, again, last week when I said that when we talked about this, I said I felt like that was Jackie's way of gaslighting OG into maybe saying that she did not experience something that she did. It is okay if Jackie has the perspective that she has never experienced the color issue within the group. But you cannot make someone else say that their experience was the same as yours. We are all different people. We all have different experiences and we all experience things differently. Bottom line. So there's that. Okay. And so I just feel like either you're going to accept what she's saying or you're not. It is okay regardless of what you choose to do. But don't try to make somebody, like browbeat somebody into submission because you just want everybody to get along. If they're not going to get along, they just not going to get along. And that's going to be that. Thank you for the super chat. They need OG to produce the next season. They wanted to set her up and show us that she isn't worthy of our defense. I'm so disappointed in the ladies. And quiet as it's kept, she was a producer this season. I mean, listen, she had done produced some of the best episodes in the audio that she leaked on her Instagram. The best parts of the season are on OG's Instagram. So go on over there. Even if you don't like her, go on over there and listen to the episodes because it's good. Okay, it's real good. And they done left out a bunch of stuff and we didn't get to see it, but we sure can't hear it. Especially that blow up with the producers and the sisters. Listen, now I ain't never heard that before. I was like, whoo. Thank you, Sean, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Okay, now let's continue on. Now the sisters head back to Jackie's mansion. Okay. And then Malaysia, Kristen, and Liza all decide that they gonna go home. Okay, they gonna go home. Now, see, I don't know how this whole situation works because in my mind, was it that producer said, okay, well, now that Shaunie's gone, the show's over, y'all might as well go home too because you ain't gonna get paid for nothing else. Or is it the case where if they had chosen to stay, would they have gotten paid for more episodes? That is what I want to know. Or were they only, it was made to seem as though they were going to be there for 2 weeks. This could not have been 2 weeks worth of episodes. This seemed like a couple of days. It seemed like they hadn't even gotten through the week yet. Okay, so I just feel like, I mean, did y'all just decide, okay, I don't want to get paid nothing else? I mean, sure enough, I mean, listen, and this is just the real talk of me talking. I'm not trying to count nobody's pockets. I ain't trying to count Liza's pockets. But what I will say is this. Liza got kids that's going to college. Lamar is not trying, at least he wasn't trying to give her the cash that the kids needed to go to college. I am sure Liza could have used the extra coins from the extra days of work that she could have stayed up in that house. If I was Liza, I would have been trotting on over to Jackie's house so I can get me some more money. That's just me. I mean, the hustle in me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, well, y'all, bye. Okay. So then the next day, everybody seems like they walk up, they wake up in the house, in Jackie's house, in a good mood, and when Jen opened the refrigerator, now I don't know if you guys noticed this, and because I still love my TLC products and stuff like that. But, back when the CEO had said some kind of problematic things, about, all lives matter and stuff like that, I had kind of, pulled back from, promoting them, and all that stuff like that. I ain't got no issues with them. I think the products are amazing. But I say all that to say this. Did you see the bottle of NutriBurst in the refrigerator? I saw it and I said to myself, well, if that don't beat all, I wonder who is on the NutriBurst up in that good house. It was just intriguing to me. Anyway, I digress. That was all the way off in another. But I noticed it in the refrigerator. Okay. Christie, you saw it too. Okay, so it won't just me. Anyway, Jen and Jackie decide that they need to have shots in the morning. Now, every time they get up in the morning, I feel like this house, they have shots, okay? They have drinks. And quiet as it's kept, I mean, the Jackie house has been way more interesting anyway. And I don't even know if we really needed the other house at all, quiet as it's kept. And the Jackie house is full of Broussard and Bel Air. And I feel like that's where I want to be. Crystal says, they just used the season to try to expose OG with those sisters and cancel the colorism charges. They knew OG was out of control, angry because of the colorism issue, and figured she would look crazy. Thank you, Crystal, for your super chat and your loving. Thank you, girl. So OG calls Kwame, and this is where I see two phones. Y'all remember I asked y'all, I said, well, how is OG, talking on the telephone and she is recording, okay? And so, again, my good friends over at the Basketball Wives Tea caught this moment, okay? Now, if you look closely right here, okay, they posted, I've seen some of y'all wondering how OG could be on the phone with her former publicist and recording a conversation at the same time. The recordings did not come from production, for the record, okay? Now, the caption reads, in case y'all were wondering, I don't know who told y'all that these recordings came from production, but that's not accurate. So now we see OG does, in fact, have the two telephones. And quiet as it's kept, now I want to get me two phones. Not because I want to record anything, but I just feel like maybe I need a business phone and maybe I need a personal phone. Because, OG, I feel like she's kind of a boss in her own right outside of the show. So I feel like maybe she knows something. And I think that people who are in business need to have extra phones. So I feel like I need to get one too. But anyway, this is just so y'all know, okay, how the whole situation went down and how the recordings were done. There are indeed two phones right here, okay? So OG knew she had to come in this house, she had to come prepared, and she had to come with the ability to be able to record conversations in case she should need them later, in case she was being painted in a certain light. And what do you know? She needed those recordings, okay? And we needed them too. Anyway, back to what I was saying. All right. Next up, okay. OG is frustrated and she's taking a break to try to figure things out, and she's questioning her relationships within this group. Now, Feby arrives to Evelyn's mansion and it's crickets, okay? So she has to FaceTime Evelyn because they forgot to tell her that everybody left. Now, I blame production for this. Production, y'all knew these girls had left, but yet y'all still let this girl drive all the way over to this mansion, walk up in here, and to the sound of nothing, okay? Nothing. Ain't nothing in there for to eat. She can't even stay there probably because I don't even know how long they had rented the mansion for. And I'm trying to figure out, for me, did Feby come the day after these girls had left? Or was this days later? I was kind of confused by that, and they didn't give me a timeline because she made it seem as though she had been quarantining for 2 weeks. Okay, if she had been quarantining for 2 weeks and they knew about the quarantine time way ahead of time, and she was still in quarantine when they was filming, one would think that she would not have been able to make it there within that time frame for it to be the day after all the girls had left. So that seemed kind of odd to me, but again, I be just paying attention to these little things and asking myself these questions as I'm making my notes, okay? So anyway, keep it moving. Evelyn is like, oh, girl, we forgot to tell you we left, but I got to see you face to face in order for you to know why, okay, everybody left. So then we get back to Jen and Jackie, and they ready to turn up to some Bel Air. Jackie's pouring champagne on them boobies, just pouring them all on herself. And I was like, this is peak Jackie right here. We get Nia revealing too. And now this was interesting to me because Nia then reveals to the ladies that OG warned her against the rest of the ladies. She said that OG said that the rest of the ladies are bitter because they had failed relationships, and that they are bitter because the children from those relationships are evidence that the relationships failed in front of them. Okay, so then the production shows OG saying, get to know the ladies on your own. So which is it? I don't know. I'm just telling you what we saw in the scene, okay? So production proved otherwise from that, okay? Now, the camera shows OG saying otherwise in a flashback, and then Jackie is shocked and frustrated, and Jen is going to cook lunch. Now, Evelyn then meets up with the Feby, okay? She runs down the colorism issue with OG, and that Nia and OG had their altercation, okay? And Feby doesn't think that OG's issues with her were that serious enough for her to have gone and tried to pull some people into the collective to confront her about they pretty much non-existent issues. You know, and now that I think about it, their issues wasn't even that big. Now, I had heard that in the previous season that there was an altercation where they almost came to blows, but that was not shown on camera. I don't know why it wasn't shown, but I remember hearing it. And I don't know if you guys remember hearing that as well. So I don't know. Let me just say that, but I did hear that a lot from a couple of different sources. So Feby says that she feels like Nia is sending her annoying messages, and Evelyn hopes that Feby and Nia can put their issues behind them. Now, Jackie then calls Evelyn and she recounts that Feby has just arrived, and then Evelyn invites them over. Now, at Jackie's house, they talk about the updates on Jennifer's documentary. And this documentary is basically, I believe, about the scamming that she experienced with somebody that she was dating, had been stolen or taken her Range Rover. Y'all may recall this from back a couple of months ago. She don't seem to have the best track record when it comes to dating. I feel like somebody should probably, you know, maybe set her up instead of maybe she picking her own dates. That's just a thought, okay? Just my own perspective and, you know, just my own personal advice. You know, I want everybody to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like she just has the worst luck with the men that she chooses. But that's neither here nor there at this point. Anyway, you know, Jennifer is willing to go to the other lady's house versus staying in that same house with OG, who we have not seen on this day. Now, Jackie has been talking about having this reggae fest, so all the ladies are now dressed for the reggae fest. Now, Jackie asked how Jen feels about Evelyn, but Jen is not trying to leave with any negativity at this point. She's hopeful that something positive can come from the situation. Now, Jackie is nervous for Nia, and she's chatty Cathy with Jennifer the entire time they are on their way over to Evelyn's house. Jackie is talking nonstop. I'm here for it because that's peak Jackie. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they have brought her Bassard cognac with them. Jackie gets that product placement in every single episode, just about. And to be quite honest with you, I don't blame her. Okay, girl, get them sales. All right, so they learned that everybody is gone. Jackie is completely out of it because now what's going to happen to the reggae fest? She's nervous about how everything is going to turn out. Feby, who is sitting down with Nia and Naria and Evelyn, basically says, let's get to the point how you get here, okay? Now, I don't know about y'all, and I need to see y'all comment in the chatterization when you respond. But when Nia was explaining how they got there, it seemed to me that the conversation was edited in a pickup. A pickup is when you shoot something later, or you maybe have to speak. Like okay, let's say we having a conversation, me and you having a conversation, right? And for whatever reason, either the audio is not good, they don't understand what's really being said, or you may have said something that you shouldn't have said. Then a pickup is when you have to go back in, and I've sometimes had to do them on my phone and narrate, okay, exactly what I have to say, or what I should have said, or what I said in the moment, so that they can actually pick it up. Now, to me, it seemed like, because they did not show Nia when she was talking. So I was like, well, why are they not showing her? She's explaining herself. And they just showed Phoebe's and I think Evelyn's reactions. They never showed Nia speaking when she was explaining to Phoebe what, how they got there. So I was like, I wonder why they did that. Now, that's just my perspective, in my opinion, that's what happened. But I don't know. That's just what I thought. Anyway, so Phoebe says something that I'm unfamiliar with. And maybe I shouldn't be unfamiliar with this term, because she says, you're not going to play on my top today. Can somebody explain to me what that means? I think I know, but I felt like maybe I don't really get it. Now, when we was watching it last night, we was having a dialogue, okay? And I was like, did she say play on my time or play on my top? Can somebody explain that? I ain't really know. Because I was like, in my mind, play on my top means something that, you know what I'm saying? It means something else. But I was just trying to figure out, okay? She said play with her head. Okay, you're not going to play with my head. Yes. Okay, now I was thinking, y'all know what I was thinking already. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I finally get that. And Nia seemed like she didn't know what it meant either. But anyway, she pulls out the video that Nia sent her. And she said during the conversation that, okay, so in this conversation, Nia said that Lance sent her the video. And then she sent it to Phoebe. But that didn't make sense to me. I didn't really get that. I thought she said she found it on her phone initially. So I was confused by that, because I'll be listening to every little single drip drop that come out the people's mouth. Okay. Anyway, this whole situation is very anticlimactic, because at the end of the day, what they both chalk it up to is that this guy has played both of them. Okay. And he just is a player in general, allegedly. And so they just chalk it up to doing something stupid while you were dating a player. And there went the drama. Now, my problem with this situation is that we had so much drama about whether or not these two sisters was coming on this show to gather Phoebe together, to spill the beans on Phoebe, or to do whatever they were supposed to be doing. They done got into a whole altercation with OG about this whole situation. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody throw no hands. They had a very nice, civilized conversation. There was not even a slight hint of fireworks. And the situation just kind of fizzled out. I'm expecting fireworks, and all I got was them little poppers that people be throwing down on the street. Okay? I was disappointed. That's just me. Because all of this hoopla, and this is how it results. I just was like, y'all playing with my top now. You playing with my top. Okay, production, y'all playing with my top right now. Okay, and I don't like it. Sorry. I'm extra frustrated, y'all. So I'm sure it's coming out. And my apologies. But I just got to get it out. Okay, I just got to get it out. All right. Anyway, Feby lets it go, but now she says, don't trust Jackie. And then this, Jackie and Feby give me old school Jackie and Drea vibes. I'm here for their type of feud and beef, but this situation too results in absolutely nothing. It goes nowhere. And it's not that I'm all here for a resolve, but I'm here for a little bit of the, bringing some, okay, what kind of energy y'all gonna get this situation? And that situation fizzles out. They ultimately let go of the issue. Jackie then wants to put Evelyn and Jennifer's issues on the table. Evelyn says she wants whatever's good for Jen. Jen seems very happy. Evelyn says she doesn't even want bad for OG. So then in my mind, if you say you don't want bad for OG and if you're over the issue, why is there still a lawsuit? Okay, I don't know. Demeter Joe says, thank you for the super chat. Says this show needs to be canceled. And so then I ain't done yet. I ain't done. Hold on, because I got to show y'all something. And I know you've probably seen it already. And again, my people over at the Basketball Wives Tea, I'm sorry, I got to bring y'all up one more time because all about the tea, my girl Monica in the BI building. Thank you so much for the super chat. Boo says not Outcast Jackie kicking OG out. The audacity of it. The audacity of it. I got to share this little tidbit with y'all real quick because it kind of leaves you with where Jen and Evelyn are today. Okay? And so Jennifer tweets, she knows she missed me. At Evelyn Lozada, smiley face. And then Evelyn writes, I always did, heart, #sorry. So I guess it stands to reason that somehow, some way, the two of these girls have forgiven each other. And while I'm happy about it, I just feel like we ain't even get to see a resolution happen on the camera. The most important resolutions and the most important things that happen seem like they happen off the camera. I'm just like, again, what? We don't get to see it. We got to read about it on social media. If we're going to do all this, we don't need a show. Okay? That's all I got to say. We don't need a show. If we're going to find out everything later, we don't need a show. Thank you, Pamela Paula. I appreciate you. Okay. So anyway, Jackie now feels a glimmer of hope. So in my mind, I'm already beginning to see where season 10 is going to pick up. Thank you, Helene, who says Tammy Roman was right all along about Jackie Christie. OG needs her own show. Thank you so much for that super chat. Okay. So then Evelyn also feels good about the future of the group and she sees good things happening in the future, which also leads me to believe that season 10 will be coming up soon. So back at Jackie's house, OG finally comes down to rejoin the group. And, for this to have been her final scene, she looked good. I love the beret. I love the look. It was hot. So Jackie decides that she's going to try one more time with OG. Now they need drinks for this. Jackie recounts the night before. She still doesn't see OG's perspective and warns the ladies and warns her that the ladies are at the bitter end, meaning that she feels as though because the other ladies left, they're basically done trying to get anywhere with OG. So she says that the ladies are at that bitter end. Okay. And Jennifer then interjects and mentions that Malaysia and Kristen, she mentions Malaysia and Kristen coming over and trying to work things out with OG. And she wonders why OG never says to them how they can make the situation better. And then she mentions that OG has been very snappy and OG even went at it with her. Now, OG says that's a reach, but the camera does go back to that moment that she and Jen had at the dinner table the night that OG cooked. Jen says that everyone has been trying to appease you and that no one can get along with you, OG. Now, then Jackie jumps in and Jackie says, this just is not working. And she doesn't want to do it and says it's not going to work. Jen says, well, why doesn't OG just leave if everyone else is having a good time and she isn't? And I was like, ooh, are they about to do what I think they're about to do? Is OG about to get the thank you for your services from Jackie? Paula says, I feel like Jen seems like someone who likes abusive relationships. Just saying. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Yeah, I was like, is OG about to get the thank you for your services from that good Jackie Christie and not even Shaunie? Ooh, okay. So then OG says, well, if Jackie wants me to leave, then she'll say that. And then Jackie says, it's over. I gotta tell y'all, I was so sad in this moment for a lot of reasons. It was very clear to me that there was never going to be any resolve in this group with OG. And based on what we were seeing on social media from OG, it was also clear that that editing wasn't going to do her any favors either. So it became, I think, clear to me that in any situation where you're going up, and the tension keeps going, there's really no place else to go but down after a certain point. So a part of me felt like either she's going to leave. Well, at first, when I first saw the season, when we first started, I thought they're going to work it out. But I think it kind of became clear in these past 2 episodes, either she's going to leave or someone is going to X her out of the situation. And I thought if anybody X'd her out of the situation, then it would be production because Shaunie had already left. Yeah, White Tiger, you could see the hurt from OG when Jackie told her that it's over because Jackie had really been what OG considered, her biggest ally. And I think for the most part, much of us felt like Jackie had been team OG for the majority of like the past couple of seasons and even going into this season. So when Jackie says it's over, it was definitely a climactic moment. Johnny says, please invite OG on for an interview, please. Did they even, thank you for the super chat. Goody says, did they envision this will work in their favor? Clearly she was playing chess while they were playing Disconnect 4. Disconnect 4, I like that. Yeah, it was just so sad to me in that moment, like for just so many different reasons. I want to talk to OG because I would like to know what, where she saw the situation possibly going. And then what her thoughts were in that moment, because she just seemed so sad, So when she says, I'm going to go pack, I was like, wow. And even, for me, even whether you liked her or you didn't like her, it was just a sad moment, I think, for the franchise that the only other person that we've seen have to leave the situation like that maybe was Brandy after Shaunie dismissed her. But I felt like even that was a huge moment. And that was probably the only thing that we can compare it to with regards to this show. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mel J. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. That is so nice. Thank you. Um, it was hard. It was hard for me. I'm not even gonna admit. I'm not even gonna lie. It was very, very hard. I don't know. I don't know. And I think as fans, it was difficult because we were not left with any resolve with the group on this issue. Thank you, Lala Chanel says, I'm not surprised ladies don't like OG, and production has been playing in all of our faces all season. So then Jackie's in tears. And a part of me felt like, was Jackie forced to do that? Like, did someone make her do that? Oh my God, you're just reading my mind. Capricorn Journey says, I think production told Jackie to tell her it was done, my opinion. You know, was she put in that position? Because if you go back and you listen to OG's audio from the day before, OG says in an argument with Nia, I think, that they're all asked to do things that they don't want to do. And in this situation, I have to wonder, was this something that Jackie was forced to do? Thank you, California Cutie, who says the commentary about the show has been way better than the actual show. Jackie has bigger balls than Shaunie. Mic drop. I see, and I do see some people asking about, well, why was she recording every conversation? And I think that whether or not you are a fan of OGs or not, I think that, or whether or not you are suspicious of why she may have recorded those conversations, what you have to admit is that she did outsmart them all in that regard, because then she was able to also effectively get her side of the story out. And she was also able to succinctly tell viewers, or let the viewers decide for themselves based on what they actually heard. I can't knock her for that. Especially when you feel like your credibility is on the line. Imani B says, it reminds me of Keisha that Tammy and them bullied. I feel like OG was bullied, but no one will see it like that because she stands up for herself. Thank you for the super chat, Imani. So then when Jackie's in tears, the rest of the ladies go to comfort Jackie. And and Jen tells Jackie that OG is just toxic. In her sort of exit confessional, OG says that she brought up the issue of colorism to fix the problem. You know, I think I said this when I did a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And in it, I said the reason why we love these shows is because everybody's right and everybody's wrong. And what I mean by that is everybody goes into these shows with a perspective. And there will be people that you don't like. And sometimes those people are right. There will be people that you do like. And sometimes those people will be wrong. In this situation, I am not saying that OG was always in the right. But you cannot discount her experience, and you cannot overlook the blatant mistreatment, specifically starting from the most obvious for the audience and probably the most hurtful to her, was being separated from the rest of the ladies at the reunion and told that it was because she is deemed aggressive. So when you have a situation where someone is marginalized in such a public way, it's very hard to come back from that. And so then, while I know not everyone wants to talk, we don't want to have to talk about colorism every other episode, but it is the bed that has been made. So either we're going to lay in that bed or we're going to make up the bed. What are we going to do? So I think that was one of the biggest catalysts for everything that we've had to sort of deal with. And, you know, it's unfortunate that it ended this way because like a lot of you guys have said, it did not feel like there was any resolve to this situation. And I do think that production should have made Shaunie still have a sit down with OG at the start of the season when it picked up back in November. Because they were scheduled to do that around the second episode, but until things got shut down. So now I feel like had Shaunie and OG been able to address the issues head on, I think that there would have been, the season would have gone a different way. I want to acknowledge a super chat from Brittany Joy who says, Jackie most definitely did Shaunie's dirty work, not an OG fan. However, that was wrong. No way the show can come back from this. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Brittany. I think you hit the nail on the head. You may not be an OG fan, but I think anybody can admit that she was mistreated on the show. And I think that's sad. And they lost out on such a big moment where they could have just shown so much growth and potential and stuff like that. So to go back to my original question when I started this, thank you for the super chat, Ursula. I don't think the show can survive after this episode. Yeah. To go back to my original question, is OG coming back to the show? I don't think she will. Someone says, wait. I can't find it. There was a good comment about Shaunie potentially taking the show to Houston. We'll see. We'll see. Because they've kind of changed the name from Basketball Wives LA to just Basketball Wives. And I was just checking OG's page. And I'm going to send OG a message right now for those of you guys who have been asking to interview. She does not have an email listed on her Instagram. So I'm just going to send her a message. Hey, OG. And I want to do it right now while we're on the live. So we'll see what happens. Hey, OG. We are big fans of the show. It's unfortunate how things ended. I would love to interview you to get your perspective on where you are now that the season is done and what you are on to next. Regardless, much love and continued success. Okay, sent. And so here's the message, guys. I'm just simply showing it to you so that you guys know that I did it. And we'll see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, when I do interviews, and I just kind of want to clear this up, when I do interviews, I do them from the perspective of asking questions. I'm an inquisitive person, and I allow that person to respond in whatever way their perspective guides them. And then we have a conversation, and from that, my goal is to allow you, the audience, to determine what you think about the interview, what you think about what they said. So yeah, I want to get her perspective. I think it's valid. So that's just that. So we'll see what she says, and we'll keep it moving. Hopefully she reads it, and maybe we'll get a response. I don't know, but it couldn't hurt. I did get the Nia and Naria Dorsey sisters perspective. I think it's also good to get OG's. The interview with, the interview with Letitia from Bell Collective, guys, hot like fire. She is so, I get chills thinking about it. I'm gonna go edit that when I finish. Thank you so much for the super chat, Demita Joe. We appreciate you. Yeah, guys. So, I mean, that was this season of Basketball Wives. Just in the comment section down below, comment whether or not you will watch season 10, because I'm almost sure they will still bring it back. Let me know if you'll watch season 10. I'm going to watch because, I mean, I feel like I like to stay on top of what's going on with the shows, and especially the shows that I've been invested in. California, you like me. I'll watch because I'm nosy. Okay, same. Well, drop it on us. Yup. Wanda's not watching. I don't know. That's a valid. I mean, that's a understandable place to be. I don't know. I can't lie. I'll watch, but it needs to end. You should do an interview with OG's publicist. I think that, and I posted there's an interview on the Basketball Wives T and the BBW T. They both posted the new interview that he did. I posted one in the description of yesterday's video. So I think sometimes I feel like if a person has gotten their points out and another person has done a great interview, I kind of don't feel like I need to replicate the process. So, and I feel a little overwhelmed with interviews this week. I have another one tomorrow. I'm sorry, Mel J. I missed your super chat. I don't think I did. No. We saw it. We put it up on the screen. That 140, we put that thing up on the screen, okay? We love that love from South Africa, okay? Oh, you sent another one. Did I miss that one? I'm sorry if I missed that second one. Hold on. I don't think I missed that. I'm trying to go back up. It won't let me go back up that far. But I put the one that was 140 on the screen. I thought British was going to be on the show as well. She had actually said so in an interview that was posted online. So maybe she was there for a scene and it didn't get shown. Oh, I didn't see the second one. I just saw the first one. Regardless, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you. I'm so sorry if I missed the second one. Well, we just gonna have to. Why no reunion, you think? I think that the purpose of this was mostly to end the OG storyline. And I also think that they knew there would be more backlash if they did a reunion. And I also don't think that there was enough content and enough storylines to warrant a reunion, particularly because of the pandemic. Because as you know, VH1 production and shows have been extra cautious when it comes to filming and filming people together like that. So I don't know how they would. I guess they could have done it because they're doing it now, but they're filming them. So I guess they still could have done a reunion, but I just don't see why there would have been a need to do that. Let me see if I missed anything. Oh, Jeremy Thomas says bring back Brandy Maxio, Laura Govan, and Sunday Carter. What I will say is this: for season 10, I do think that there needs to be a slight overhaul with the casting. Not necessarily that much of it. I think you definitely need to keep Jackie on the show. Interestingly enough, I would keep Feby on the show. I would probably want to bring back. Yes, I would want to bring back Brandy. I would want to bring back Laura. And I also think Helene says, I'm with Color Me Pink, not watching. I saw somebody say Drea. Thank you for the super chat, Helene. I saw somebody mention Drea, but I don't think Drea would come back. And the only reason I say to keep Feby is because I know that the networks are typically looking for young and fresh talent to come onto some of these shows to appeal to a younger audience. So I think that keeping Feby on, or I mean, I doubt this would happen, but you know, some people were talking about Duffy, DJ Duffy. So that would be interesting as well. But you know, I wouldn't mind seeing some of these people coming back. Somebody mentioned Royce. I don't think Royce would do this show anymore. I think that she's probably had she's had a lot of bad experiences as well. But I definitely think that, you know, building a cast that is around, you know, Jackie, Malaysia, they can even like keep Jennifer. I think keeping Feby on and adding in, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but I do feel like they need to add in some powerhouse players to this franchise. And you know, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be done, but we'll be watching. We'll be watching and seeing what happens. I want to say thank you to all of you guys for tuning in and rocking with us as we have maneuvered through the muddy waters of Basketball Wives season 9. I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every single super chat. I apologize if I missed any. I do my best to balance focusing on the camera, looking at my notes, and also making sure to put up some comments as I'm as I'm scrolling through and also hitting all the super chats, but sometimes it gets everything is moving a lot faster than I anticipate. And I also like to stay in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I'm in the moment and sometimes I get to going, I can't stop myself. So I also want to make sure I do that too. So yeah, so this is it for Basketball Wives. Unless something else pops up, we'll see if OG responds to the DM. And if we are able to get a chance to interview her, then that'll be nice. If not, then we tried. Nothing. It never hurts to ask, right? Beyond that, that's it for Basketball Wives, guys. We'll just be focusing right now on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. Potomac will be back hopefully later in the year. We'll have Real Housewives of New York coming up May 4th. I think I'm gonna be covering that because we'll have our girls Ebony and Bershawn on there as well. So I think that should be rather exciting. And then we'll, of course, be covering Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'll probably be bringing a guest co-host to recap those episodes because, I just think those are kind of fun to have someone else on as well. With that being said, guys, I'm out of here. I will catch you in the next video. I love y'all.